Hey, it's PhilzGoodMan, and this video is all about Krunker Mobile. If you've ever played Krunker Mobile before, you would know it's really unplayable in its current state, but I think that it has a really bright future. I've also found what I think is the best way to play Krunker Mobile right now, and it's extremely effective. But before I get into that, I'm going to switch it back to PC gaming for just a second, because I'm doing a gaming keyboard giveaway. I'm giving away a brand new Havit TKL low-profile gaming keyboard. And this is the same keyboard that you've seen me use in all my videos. Retail value $60, relatively low, but I've tried keyboards from Ducky, Corsair, Logitech, Razer, Asus, and I still like this keyboard a lot better than those. Mainly because of the low profile key switches, it puts a lot less strain on the wrist, especially if you're not using a wrist rest. I also much prefer the Kale Chalk switches that are inside this keyboard as opposed to Cherry low profile. Just check the details in the description on how to enter the giveaway. So now on the Krunker Mobile, and the first thing that I'm going to talk about is its current state. So currently, if I tap into a game, there is mobile controls. So there's a joystick, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. There's shoot, crouch, jump. There's no aim down sights. So right now I can't currently move, but sometimes I can move, sometimes I can't. But regardless, it's highly unplayable. So then I thought, what are some other ways to play? Maybe plug in a mouse and keyboard, maybe try a controller, maybe try a different browser. So I tried all those things. And one of them actually worked quite well, but ultimately, in order for Krunker to really work as a mobile game, I think it's going to need some sort of COD level or PUBG mobile level customizations to the control schemes. And obviously, that's going to be really, really hard to implement. Tencent is really, really good at that, but they have a massive team. So you can see here, I'm playing COD Mobile, and I'm using a claw grip, or a 3-finger claw grip, where I'm using my left index finger as a fire key. And it looks really uncomfortable, but I swear it's not uncomfortable for me anymore. That being said, not everyone likes to play like this, so that's why it kind of is a requirement to have control customization, being able to move around the UI elements. And Krunker, I think it's going to be really necessary because you're going to need to have to hop slide while also aiming down sights and shooting. So we've established that Krunker Mobile really doesn't work with the default control scheme in its current state. I think that's fine because Sid mentioned that he just wants to test this out. But anyways, then I thought maybe there are some workarounds. So the first thing that I tried is like plugging in a Bluetooth keyboard and using basically the same version of the keyboard I'm doing in the giveaway, but it's the Bluetooth version. It's also a smaller version. However, this one's really hard to find. I had to order it from China. Anyways, let's see what happens. You can also connect it via USB OTG cable as well if you do not have a wireless keyboard. So the cool thing is, actually it works like perfectly. So like just right out of the box, I was able to get it working with, you know, a keyboard. So then I thought, okay, what's the next step is to connect like a Bluetooth mouse. So in this case, I'm using a Razer Atheris. And let's see if it works. So mouse and keyboard, and would be awesome if this worked. And then I was able to click into the game, but you can see that I cannot use the mouse and keyboard. It only takes me to the Subaru advertisement. I don't think it's viable to play using just the keyboard right now. I could rebind shoot to something as well. And that might be, you know, one way to go about it, but it's kind of clunky. It's a little bit awkward. So let's move on to the next method. So the next thing that I wanted to try out is to see if Xbox controller connected via Bluetooth to the phone would work in Krunker Mobile. And unfortunately, no luck. So what if we try the desktop version of Krunker? I thought this might be a good workaround to force the desktop version. There's a problem with it though, on Chrome at least, is now I can't click into the game. So even if it did work, I can't click in. Try on the mouse, can't click in either. But I did find another way. So I ended up trying a lot of different input methods, a lot of different web browsers, and I did find a combination that actually worked really well. And that's the Xbox controller. I think a PS4 controller would also work. and the Firefox web browser. All right, so here's how it works. So in Firefox, there's something called request desktop site. And then let's try a game. So using the controller, I'm not able to actually click into the game, but I can tap into the game. And now I got the controller. And actually works perfectly. I turned the settings way down to get like smooth, stable frame rates. Everything is really low. Unfortunately, no way to rebind controls. I tried a variety of methods. So I'm not using my standard controls for controller, which is like using the triggers for jump and slide. Sorry, the bumpers, I mean. But hopefully being able to change keybinds will work in the future. So this is a 100% working method to play Krunker Mobile right now using a controller. So since it works on a controller, I wanted to see if it would work using a mouse and keyboard. So I'm going to connect via Bluetooth. I'm able to click in, and you can see actually it does work. Oh, but I hit right click. And on Android, that causes a disconnect. So I can only use left click. So actually this works. Does it work? No, so the clicking is messed up for the mouse and keyboard. So I can kind of move the cursor, but I can't shoot. So I have to rebind shoot something in order for this to work. The other thing is that the mouse control is actually, you can see the cursor moving around. The mouse control is really poor when I'm doing it this way. So currently, best way to play Krunker Mobile, again, using that controller, you can have a pretty decent experience. So now I'm going to talk about the future of Krunker Mobile and what I would like to see. Of course, right now, it really just is testing. So I don't think anyone should judge Krunker Mobile from how it is currently. Some people also might be wondering, like, why does it actually matter? We don't really need Krunker Mobile, things like that. But I think that Krunker Mobile would be a really good thing, and it's pretty close to working quite well. And a lot of people are spending more and more time on their phones, and having Krunker Mobile, being able to join in on a server just for like a few minutes during like a lunch break, I think would be really valuable, and it would also really help maintain a healthy player base. So there's two really key things. There's like the easy solve, and then there's the hard solve. So the easy solve is making input devices work, like Bluetooth, mice and keyboards, and controller, make that work on Chrome. And it's really, really close to being there. And I think that if I had actually been able to play on Chrome, I think the performance would have been a lot better. The second thing, which I think is more important in the long run, is like full-on mobile controls. So being able to customize your layout, as I mentioned earlier, to the same degree of PUBG Mobile or COD Mobile. If this were implemented, I think PC players would play Krunker Mobile just for fun, to kill some time. And it would also help to attract a lot of new players as well. But this is going to be really challenging to implement. So I don't think we should expect any big changes related to mobile anytime soon. There's obviously a lot of higher priorities for the dev team. But Sid, if you happen to be watching this, just know that I did enjoy playing Krunker Mobile and testing it out, and I think it's pretty close to being playable. So I do think it's something that's worth pursuing. Anyways, thanks everyone so much for watching, and if you like the content that you're seeing, please subscribe.